Hello, welcome. BurdaStyle is a monthly magazine that offers a variety of sewing patterns, and I'd like to show you today 5 patterns from 5 different editions that I tried out, and I'll quickly review them. Let's start with the first one. I really like how it turned out, and I used 2 different fabrics, and I wish I'd gone with a different one for the skirt and the waistband. I skipped the sleeves since I'm planning to wear this in autumn. I absolutely love the asymmetrical hem, but if you're planning on making this, keep in mind that you'll need a lot of fabric. The waistband is pleated on one side, asymmetrical as well, and the neckline has some wonderful pleats. I decided to add some beads so the top part wouldn't look so dull, and every bead is sewn by hand. The pattern actually calls for a zipper in the back, but the dress turned out so big that I just sewed along the center back seam. The second pattern is one of my favorites. In fact, if you're looking for just one BurdaStyle to buy, this issue is, in my opinion, the best one so far because it features great patterns. This skirt was extremely easy to make, and I absolutely love wearing it because it looks a bit different from other skirts. I made it with a heavy fabric, so it's perfect for autumn and winter. Even though the pattern calls for a lining, there was no need for it in my case. The back panel and the front yoke are flat, and the pleats make the skirt comfortable to wear because they give you extra space. There are 2 things about this pattern that I don't like though. The lower back part sticks out a bit, and the waistband is too thin. The next pattern is an interesting one, a V-neck dress. The skirt is gathered, but the garment once again turned out to be huge. There is a lot of ease. I fixed it by sewing an elastic band across the seam. This can be a tunic or a dress. Again, I skipped the zipper because my fabric was stretchy, and I wanted to make this because of the flouncy sleeves, which look great, and my dress form isn't an exact replica of my body, so when I put a dress on it, the seams along the gathered parts look wobbly, but it's not the pattern's fault. When sewing the neckline, take some extra time to make sure the point is centered, and there is some puckering on one side, but it's more visible on photos than in real life. I didn't want to unpick it because it would leave holes in the fabric. I actually made a completely different dress using the same pattern. Since I removed the sleeves, I drafted and cut facings for the armholes. I actually put a zipper in the back, which is written in the pattern, because I used viscose for the top, and without the zipper I wouldn't be able to put the dress on. As soon as I saw the drawing of this blouse, I knew I had to make it. It was easy to sew, but I have to admit that the bow part took a lot of time to iron because of all the curved edges. I shortened the pattern piece for the knot because I didn't want to waste too much fabric, and it turned out alright, but I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it. I can tie a knot, but because the ends are a bit too short, it often unties itself. There are only some bust darts, it's not fitted to the body, there are no darts in the back. The side seams are pretty much straight. Overall, it was easy to sew, relatively quick. I'll be using the last pattern to make a few more tops. This is the only pattern that truly fits me, even though I cut out the same size every time for all the garments. The knotted accent adds a lot to the look, and I was quite surprised by the waterfall neckline. It usually doesn't suit me, but if you're like me and you stay away from cowl necklines, this is the light version that suits everyone. Here you can see that there are no stitches on the neckline, it's just a piece of folded fabric. The top took me about an hour to sew, so it's a great thing to make over the weekend. Definitely go with stretchy fabrics, otherwise you might need to go a size bigger or install a zipper. I'm quite happy with the way all of these turned out, and I'll definitely try out other patterns and quickly review them as well. I like that all of these were easy to sew, even though I saw that in the magazine some of them were marked as more difficult patterns. I didn't have any trouble altering them, as well as with all the Burda patterns you can add whatever seam allowance you want, which I absolutely love. What I didn't like about the patterns is that the garments often turned out to be extremely big with too much ease, and the instructions are always brief, so I definitely wouldn't recommend these patterns to those who are just starting with sewing. To find out when new sewing and embroidery related videos come out, make sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions about these patterns, please ask in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. Until next time, happy sewing!